I had that class, like Randall had said, that was just the smartest, most talented class on the planet, and they were the best. And I'd had my first child when they were in 7th grade, so I'd taken some time off, and then I came back in 8th grade, and I was like, oh boy, we're going to have a lot of fun. I missed them. I wanted to be back with them. And we started working on, I'm so embarrassed to even say the pieces that we took to festival, not only played, but we played for judges. We played, we played Chant and Jubilo by Frances Macbeth, which is a grade like 4 in West Virginia, and Trail of Tears by James Barnes, which is a grade 4 in West Virginia, which are 2 pieces I played in college. Like, I don't know why on earth I thought my kids could play these pieces. And they kind of did. I think all the like decent ones played it, but not all of them. And I had a judge pull me aside after festival because I think I got 2 2s and a 1. And I think the 1 was really generous. Let's just say that. The judge had pulled me aside and he was like, I can see what you were doing, but it wasn't a good idea. And I don't know. I think I was in maybe my 6th year or something, but it took me a long time to realize, hey, the music's too hard and I gotta make it easier on these kids so that they can feel some success. So
I think we need to surround ourselves with people like that. Like, I almost quit teaching after my first festival, and my favorite professor, her name is Colleen Conway out of U of M, and I called her. I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm turning in my keys on Monday. And she was like, well, let's settle down. And, she was like, I said, I can't hear the mistakes that well. I couldn't hear the wrong notes. I couldn't hear this. And she said, you need to turn into a detective. Like, when you get your music, you need to look for what you know they're going to make mistakes on. You have to anticipate. Like, I had never thought about that. No one told me that in undergrad. Nothing. Like, in anticipating where they're going to struggle. And it really turned my teaching around. Like, that next year I came back and the bands did so much better. I picked better music, but again, and I brought people to listen to my band. My first year, I just didn't bring anyone in because I knew we were bad. When I say we, I knew I wasn't teaching them where they should be at. So,
yeah, just throwing in on a couple of ideas, since we're piling on here. One thing I would do, which you have to keep in mind, I think most of us here have this experience of like teaching alone, where like it's like tag, you're it, you're in charge of everything. So the translation of that is we have to be very well versed in all of the instruments. Like, it's not enough for us to be good at our primary instrument. We have to, really know the ins and outs of all the instruments. Something I would recommend to young directors, and this again goes to repertoire. What you just said, Jeff, about finding pitfalls, you can do that by looking at the score. But another way to do that and to improve your own skills is to take parts and play through them yourself. Just make yourself do it. And what you're struggling with, they're going to struggle with, because you have a music degree. So if you're riding the struggle bus with that, then they are going to be riding on top of it,
right,
and probably screaming and waving flags.
Yeah,